We are now going to begin the Yamhill County Board of Commissioners formal session for September 22nd, 2016. It's 10 o'clock. Mark, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to say a special happy birthday to Lucy and wish you all the best.
Yes.
This is the time we have set aside for public comment. It doesn't look like we have anybody here.
I have a public comment, if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Would you please join me? Happy
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lucy. Happy birthday to you. Oh, yeah.
All right.
And if you're looking for a present, thermos, any kind of parka, heated gloves, those kind of things for the office. That's just for the office.
And
the slippers last year.
and she got heated slippers last year.
And the hand warmer packets.
Those
right?
hand warmer packets. There's a theme here. All right, let's move on to item B, the consent agenda. Entertain a motion to approve agenda item B.
So moved, Madam Chair.
We have a motion to approve agenda item B. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The motion passes. Item C, old business, we have none. Item D1, under other business, consideration of approval of a services agreement between Yamhill County Sheriff's Office and Advantage Nursing Staffing, Inc. for jail medical coverage retroactive to September 21st, 2016, which is subject to final review and approval by County Council.
Yeah, unfortunately, they've had some turnover in the jail nursing staff. This would allow them to bring on some temporary nursing staff while they're recruiting for a replacement. I believe that position's already been opened, but this would help them cover the need in the meantime.
Okay.
And we're still finalizing the terms with the agency, so that's why we've asked for your approval now, and then Jason and I will continue to work out the details with the company, and if anything material changes, we'll come back and let you know.
Okay, great. So entertain a motion to approve item D1.
So just for clarification, this is then a tentative approval, or?
No, it would be an
just
approval.
Authorizes you to move forward and hire somebody from, okay.
Madam Chair, I would move for approval of D1.
We have a motion to approve item D1. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion passes. Item D2, consideration of approval of a contract agreement between Yamhill County and Wildish for the reseeding of the soil cap for the Newburgh landfill in the amount of $21,850, subject to review and final approval by County Council once again.
So yeah, this was another one that came up earlier this week. They've been placing soil on the Newburgh landfill. The majority of it has been coming from the adjacent bypass project. That soil is now ready to be reseeded, and that work is highly weather dependent. So they're now ready, and so they'd like to move as quickly as possible. So again, we're still finalizing the terms with Wildish, but it's largely set. If anything material changes, we'll let you know. Otherwise, this would be your approval for us to go ahead and have them move forward with that work. They're hoping to start reseeding work next week. Based on what they're ready to go. If we don't, and the heavy rains hit, then all that work has to wait till March, and you can lose some of that soil through erosion over the course of the winter. So we're trying to get it down and get the grass established.
And Sherry
that's
is
over
here.
the whole cap.
16
Sherry's
acres.
here if you have any questions for Sherry.
Oh,
Sherry came to stare at us to make sure we.
Funding of that, will that come out of the landfill reserve?
No, it'll come out of the solid waste fund.
Okay, solid waste, okay.
Okay.
yeah, so it's not over the entire landfill, right? It's just over that 16 acre, there's 16 acres where they've been adding soil.
And so will that be a spray on like a sliming with the seed and a cover on that?
Yes.
Fertilizer, all that stuff?
Yes,
Yeah.
Just like a highway application or anything?
it's exactly like a highway application. They're using the ODOT standards.
Okay.
So have,
how often do we replace the dirt or do we redo that cap?
Whenever there's a low spot, for whatever reason, we go in and fill it right away so that there's always a slope, so that the rainwater will not seep in, that it flows off. And it just happened that ODOT is looking right across the street and needed to get rid of some soil. We didn't really need additional cap right now. We recapped in about 2004, or 2005. We put a 2-foot cap all over the Newburgh landfill. When the Newburgh Hospital went in, we were able to get that soil. Well, now with ODOT right across the street, they needed somewhere for the soil, and it's
worked out.
free, so they were going to haul it over, dump it and spread it. Before they can do that, they had to take the vegetation off the top of the landfill. So they did that, and they spread it and everything, and then they only did 10 acres to begin with. And at the end of the 10 acres, we of course had to reseed it, and it didn't happen last year. So we lost a lot of soil by not reseeding last year. This year, they asked if they could do an additional 6 acres, and we said, okay, but we can't afford the reseeding of it because we still have to reseed the 10 acres. And they said, well, okay, how about if we reseed the 6 acres, the additional 6 acres? So that's what they're looking at. And because we had not reseeded the 10 acres yet, we were still trying to come up with where we were, who was going to do that. They contacted their seeder that is doing some of the rest of the project, other parts of the project, of the ODOT project. And they said, okay, well, if we can combine all the acreage at the same time, we can give you a better rate. And so that's why they wanted to do it right now. All of a sudden, I didn't realize that they were at that point yet. I thought they still had some more dirt to put in, soil.
So the 21,850 is not really for 16 acres then?
It is not,
It's for 10.
yes. But they are doing 16 acres.
Gotcha.
Now, didn't you tell ODOT in order for them to dump that dirt, they had to take that old cap off so that it would be their responsibility to replace that old cap?
They have to scrape off the vegetation before additional dirt or soil can be added, and then they add the soil, and then they reseed.
But it sounds like we're reseeding.
We didn't have that same agreement last year. When they said they needed somewhere for the soil, we jumped on it. Didn't think about the reseeding.
So do we need, so we don't need an RFP, we didn't need that because.
Sherry, if you got quotes for
We did.
Sherry, is there going to be more soil available to us for the project that we already Xed out?
Oh, there's a lot more soil.
Available? So
Absolutely.
will we stockpile them for future infill?
No, we aren't, because we don't really have, in order to stockpile it, we have to scrape the vegetation, and we don't want to get rid of the vegetation this time of year. So they are stockpiling on one of their sites. We don't really need it. We don't
Well,
really
I'm
need
just
it. Not on site.
D2.
So moved.
We have a motion to approve item D2, consideration of approval of the contract between Yamhill County and Wylish to receive the soil cap for the Newburgh landfill. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, the motion passes. Item E, public hearings, we have none. F, announcements. Any announcements? All right, okay, so at
We
this
already
point,
announced Lucy's birthday.
other than Lucy's birthday.
By the way, who does a phenomenal job in the commission and all the supporting staff.
Yes, she
Just
did.
want to acknowledge that.
We are grateful to have her. She is a find, that's for sure.
Unfortunately, she always has a bad attitude. That's something. Never smiling, never.
No, she's not
you know,
happy.
You
She's
can't
not.
really joke with her. She's
No,
serious.
she's serious all the time. Yeah,
A great addition to the.
absolutely. Agreed. All right, well, if there's nothing further for the good of the order, we will conclude our September 22nd formal session of the Yamhill County Board of Commissioners at 10:11. Thank you all for